Hello, this is Matt Weiner.
And Janie Bryant.
And this is episode 6 of season 2. It's called Maidenform. And the story behind this script is kind of interesting because we had the season broken and drafts written through the Gold Violin, which is the episode with the Cadillac, which is episode 7. And I realized that the relationship was accelerating so fast between Bobby and Dawn, and I also knew that that was gonna be the turning point in the Draper marriage, and I wasn't ready to get there yet, and so I jammed this story in between.
Love seeing these long line bras, huh?
Yes, and this song by the Decemberists, which I actually almost used in the episode where Betty shot the pigeons. To me, this episode is about how we perceive ourselves, but more importantly, how we are seen by others. And we had it very clearly that we wanted 3 different looks for these women getting dressed. And the song is The Infanta, which is about this princess who's being being dressed up and carried through a crowd on the back of an elephant. And so we had Betty in her long line bra, Joan in her slip, and
Blue.
Peggy in her blue slip, yes, and Peggy in her pantyhose, which was the working girl's choice. And
Yes. I know, they're all 3 very distinct.
And here's the Maidenform ad, which is about a long-time existing ad campaign about dreaming of being naked in front of a crowd.
Well, who doesn't want to do that?
Exactly. There's something amazing. Now, this Dawn versus Duck thing is going on very strongly, and it's a lot of what this episode's about. But my favorite part of this is, A, that Playtex has a very practical ad campaign, which is their client, and what Peggy's role is in the office, which is to be the woman's voice.
I know, right?
Which is humiliating most of the time, as we see.
I know. She's so embarrassed. Don't you think?
Yeah, they're constantly embarrassed. That's what it's like to be put on the spot. And, you're a woman. I've worked in comedy rooms for 10 years, and that's writers' rooms, and that's always what it is. You're a woman. What do you think? It's like, how would I know any more than you do? I know what I think.
I like what Ken says, though. I know it's easy to take them both off.
I love this when Duck gives his little pitch. Last night I dreamt I was a so-and-so, and there's just sort of falls flat. And they just sort of look at each other like, stay on your side of the desk.
Why do we hate Duck so much?
He's an amazing character, and this episode was about the fact that he is dry. He's on the wagon because he drank and he fell apart, and here is his life starting.
Yes.
And here's what the state of his life. And Mark is spectacular in this episode.
He really is. He really is.
And there's Chauncey, the family dog, Irish setter, which I asked for, and people told me they were hard to work with, and it was hard to work with, but Phil Abraham did an amazing job with this dog, as did the trainers.
That dog is beautiful.
And here is Duck's family, his daughter and son, his wife, who's Alexandra Paul, who definitely looks like a former model and is dressed perfectly. And does a great job of the way that they feel like they know each other, but they're not on good terms. And she accuses him of being a drunk here, and he says, "I'm not like that anymore."
Yeah, I think that's so.
And what was your take on the cast? These kids, I mean, the casting. Carrie Audino, we're like, we got these really great. I mean, these are good, strong, young character actors who really bring full people to their parts, and
They do. Well, I just love the uncomfortability in this scene and like all their scenes together. You can really feel like the kids' unhappiness.
Right.
And like how they have to confess
about the dog
about
and
the
everything.
dog,
Yeah.
and it's so uncomfortable. And
Look at their luggage.
plaid.
And here's her thing: it's Memorial Day weekend is coming up. We need to know that too. That's why they're here. It's actually a Wednesday that year.
Right.
It's not a weekend.
Right.
And Duck is taking his kids to the office. We know they're uncomfortable because of this broken home situation. And here comes Freddie Rumsen. And it's a chance for Duck to look big in front of his kids. And, of course, it becomes slightly embarrassing when he says, "I have a box of bras for you." Do you remember being embarrassed when your parents would say something, just a bra? Like, why is that so embarrassing? It just is.
I know. They're like, "Oh, Dad." No. Oh, this. Oh.
Now, this is the beginning of the romance, in a way, between Pete and Peggy. Is
totally.
her pitching this date, and Sal sort of on the outside of it. But it's also Pete's lack of comfort with his family, and that he.
Sorry, but compared to the kids on
I think when he comes back after the Memorial Day weekend, he's telling her that he missed her. But I
I
love
think so too.
the subtext in the scene.
I do too. I know, because he like listens to her, and I think he starts falling in love with her again.
Yeah.
Or maybe he never stopped, but it's almost like the realization of, I really do love her.
Yeah. She's good at her job. She's beautiful. And she's smart. And this idea of romance, even though it's so clinical, he's...
Thanks, Clarissa.
And of course, it's again, here's an account man sticking himself into the creative process. And Pete's not your typical one. We go out of our way. Pete is actually good at this.
Yeah, and creative.
Yes, as he should be, as anyone should be in that job.
Yes. I think she's a babe in total control of herself.
Yeah. Well, but her sexuality's been tamped down, but her description of that date, is just, it was to draw him in, and you sort of get it here.
You know what else I think is so incredible? I was thinking about this, is that you can totally see what a writer she is. Like, that's when and then I was thinking, oh my God, that's Matt Weiner. No, when she's describing the date, and it's like the romance, and you can see it all. It's amazing.
Well, here we have an amazing piece of directing, acting, costuming. This is a set piece. That is a reference, in a way, to the Bell Jar. Not that they'd read it, but they lived in Ossining near Sing Sing, and it obviously affected them. And this is the country club set. Don is with Crab Coulson, who is a PR guy who's talking about the Kennedys. Mm-hmm. And I love that golfing shot, and I love the sense of this vacation weekend, and the set is amazing here. It's the location. But what this was about to me is there is a question throughout all of this about how we are perceived, as I said, and part of what's going on here is there's a little bit of history, a little bit of Don's involvement, but there's business going on at this place. But what really matters to me is there's a little bit of a class issue here. Don doesn't golf, he's not playing tennis. But what this scene is really about is Arthur coming up to Betty, and the fact that her children are there. When they arrive, she's suddenly desexualized.
Yes.
And the same...
I know, he's sort of like, oh, you have children.
I know. And that's her definition of herself, and it's literally, it drives him away. And then the other thing is Don, of course, standing up for the Memorial Day, and having Sally look at him while he's standing there, and him feeling so guilty about being perceived as being a hero. And it drives him to go and see Bobby. I mean, he doesn't want to spend time with his family. He doesn't want to feel that feeling of being a liar.
No, don't be ridiculous.
The bathing suit thing, of course, was also part of that, too, which we can talk to when we get to it. But can we talk about Betty's dress?
Can we talk about Betty's dress and her little tennis outfit and
her gold tennis racket,
I know.
Jewelry?
And it was on the cover of everything. It was so exciting.
This is a home run.
Right? The little tennis racket, it also has, you can see the little bead.
Yeah.
Which is the tennis ball embroidered on the shoulder.
But she's opening the door again to Arthur, and here it is being ruined by the fact that she
has children.
Yeah, it's not about her being married. It's about her being a mom. There's this whole mom, the whole Jackie Marilyn thing, the whole mom ingenue thing is Madonna whore, whatever you want to say it is.
Yes.
And here's the idea that to let people know that people knew that marriage was a joke, at least at this level, and they're afraid.
Well, when I look at this scene, I just remember fitting all of those extras.
Well, they're spectacular. There's all different levels of dress, different styles. They're not all period. Here, this is
What about our guy?
He is so wonderful.
You said to me, Janie, I want a black and red plaid jacket. I'm like, fantastic. Let's do it. Let's do it. And then we got the, and he's amazing. He's amazing,
Yes.
but I just couldn't find the jacket in his size and didn't have time to make it, so got the red with the gold buttons.
But his acting here too, and I love this idea of this. This is a heartfelt speech that people give about, and this is to remind you of the period. There's someone alive who was a Rough Rider, of course.
I love that.
This is the overlapping, all of these wars. There have been so many
This
wars.
is great.
Yes, and look at this. Here's the men in their outfits. They're all different ages, 5 wars. 4 wars.
I love it that guy, when he stands up, you just see like the cloud of smoke coming out of his nose and mouth, right?
And look at Sally looking at him.
Sally.
And this pushing that Phil did here, this is the key moment for setting off the show. Dawn is not liking that feeling.
I can't even believe those eyes.
I know.
Of
It gives me the
Sally.
chills.
I love it.
Okay, and here we have Pete's situation. That is a backdrop. That's how amazing our set decorators are. I have to say that Judy's dress here is one of my favorite things we've ever had on the show.
I love it too.
And
the
I love,
Paisleys.
yeah, we'll get a good look at it when she serves. But I love
Seersucker.
this relationship here. Pete is talking about how important he is at work. Bud is belittling him. And they're talking about their relationship with their mother. And these women can't even deal with the fact of how hostile they are about their mother. That's their family.
I know. Oh, it's incredible. I think that how we see Trudy is like she is the city version of Betty.
I think there's some truth.
Right.
And a couple years back.
Yeah, a couple of years back, but I mean, you really can see that, right?
Yes, you totally can see it physically. And I think the difference is that she really, really has a relationship with her husband, as difficult as it is. She knows about him, and I love the way they're together. But Pete says, my absence is felt. I'm important. You know, don't laugh at the scotch I've served you. And the Manella brothers, a classic New York butcher.
That is
This-
classic.
Now, these extras, these models were picked for their bodies, that they would look contemporary to the period and not all fake. And I think that these bathing suits, and you can see that there is some sex appeal to a natural woman's body, although those are spectacular bodies. And I love that Dawn has had it here. And Betty actually says to him, I thought this would be your favorite part, but he... And of course, it's not an accident either that they're talking about the influence of California.
Right, right. That's brilliant.
Yes.
I know, you know,
love
it's
this
like you.
shot.
I
Look
love
at this.
it too.
Look at the production value in this. This is
and
then this
that.
phone booth, and Phil moves the camera so confidently, and there's Chris Manley. There's so much texture. It's so beautifully lit. And here's Bobby in this incredibly sexy outfit. She's going to have to cancel on him because she reveals to him that she has an adult child.
Yes.
Suddenly, the sex appeal slightly lessened.
Mm-hmm. The fantasy lesson.
The fantasy is lessened. We did
It
this
is.
theme the whole season, remember, of these women walking towards him. And then as he starts to find more out about them, it becomes less and less of a fantasy and, less and less substantial to him for what he needs. And how ironic that the more you get to know someone, the less attractive they appear to you. And here you have a man who is exactly that.
Why is that?
It's just, who knows? Maybe we're primarily visual. I don't know.
I think so.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
It is.
I
Because
do think when you really fall in love, I think it's the opposite. I think every layer is a joy. But I think if you're living in the realm that most of us are living in at some point, the irony to me, of course, and the irony of this whole story is that Dawn is the person who has really got all the layers, and none of them are attractive, especially to him. This was drawn from channeling both my own fatherhood, my childhood. There's definitely some John Cheever in this scene. It is exquisitely shot. It's a beautifully designed shot. The sound was written in that there would be a band passing in the distance and a lawnmower. And Don has gone home rather than spend time with his family. He's frustrated by Bobby, but he'd rather be by himself. And the way he drinks this milk out of this bottle, you can tell that he is not in a good place. And
that is so my dad.
that's
Drinking out of the
Yeah.
carton, right?
Yeah, I know.
As I was watching this, I was wondering, does Matt ever drink out of the carton at home?
Always. Back at work the next day, Pete goes by to talk to Peggy in her Xerox machine office.
I love this scene, though. It's true. It's like this is where
He's reaching out to her.
he really is. He really is. And he's really interested. Oh, like, where do you live?
And he knows nothing about her. He realized, like, where do you live now? He visited her at her apartment in the pilot.
Yes, he did. And what a visit.
Yeah.
It goes along.
And then it's also so subversive too, because he's talking about Trudy. Like he really wants to know about her, but then he's talking about the wife, and you know.
I don't even know if he knows why he wants to talk to her. It certainly wasn't to sell the Clearasil idea to her.
No.
But she does belittle him. She says, you know, you do your job, I do mine, which means your job is having sex with Trudy to keep Clearasil in this building.
Exactly. Exactly.
And he knows exactly what that is. And look at her. She's
amazing.
She is.
Okay.
The two of them together, I really, it's not a joke. The way that the depth of their communication, no matter how trivial the conversation, it's just, it never ceases to amaze me.
I know you always feel it, don't you? You always feel it.
You do.
It's a ghost town.
They, just for actors, if you're listening to this, these two people really listen to each other. They are not worried about what is going on their face when they're not talking. They are listening, and it is just there. Like I'm an expert on acting. I don't do it. I'm a big fan. I'm appreciative.
No, but they really do, and it's like you have the energy together or you don't. It's so
yeah.
interesting.
David Carbonara, composer, when he read the script, he goes, God, I forgot this. I forgot people used to get these horrible sunburns.
And can I just say, with the costume,
Oh, it really helped.
the
it really
red
helped.
the red skirt really enhanced the burn.
I love Roger's line here. Has your wife seen that yet? Let me
I like
be there
it.
when it happens.
I like it how you can really see him glance at her when she leaves the office, though. Right? It's such foreshadowing.
Yes, he's been
It
on.
is.
He's been on that. It was shouldn't. When we found out they were together, I think everyone was like, "Oh, that makes sense." Now he's telling Dawn.
I guess people were really mad. They were calling me up, cussing me out. I'm like, I didn't write it. I'm
And they were
sorry.
even more disappointed when they found out that Roger was actually in love with her, and he sacrificed the company for her. But anyway,
You'll do anything for love.
you will. So he just told Dawn, "Make up with Duck."
Yes.
And then he'd give another good look, which, you know, it's overkill with a normal person. But when you have Don Slattery and Roger Sterling together in the same suit, you can't get enough of it. And now this to me is this is a very painful scene, and he has the relationship of a divorced dad. They've changed their clothes. Her dress, I love. There's a Wednesday Pugsley quality.
Yes, there is.
To them.
There is.
That's good.
There is. And also, you know, I loved the stripes in her dress.
Yeah.
Because it was almost like it seemed rebellious. You know, and
that's
she
so
talked
interesting.
and she talks about how, you know, like, oh, we don't care. I mean, they totally blow it off.
Right.
And you can just see the
And look at
pain
him.
on their faces.
And the pain on his face, he covers.
Oh, he does.
He says you know, he does the dad thing. He sides with the mother, he sides with the family, and then he just lets this outburst come out that I have that. Okay, mom's getting married. Okay, I can deal with that. I wish I hadn't found out this way, but it's good for your mother to move on with her life. This didn't work out. He's protecting his children.
Paul's now. She's lost her man of the house.
He tells his son how Frank Reeve is a good man. Franklin Reeve, who was my wonderful poetry tutor, writing teacher at Wesleyan, who is still a teacher there.
Oh.
Spectacular man, and is a good man.
Well, he talks
And then he hears about
the
the dog,
Yeah, and the sacrifice. Like
And
he's
he's-
made the
yes.
sacrifice.
and he's like, I can't. That dog, I gave that dog up so you guys he could be there instead of me. Look at him, gets it back together.
Your mother will be here in half an hour.
He's amazing.
He is. Just the turns in that this scene has like 5 or 6 incredible emotional turns, and the kids feel bad. They had to tell him. I love that the kid's bragging, and that's how he tells too.
Well, another thing I think is so crazy about that scene is, you know, why doesn't the ex-wife tell? And
Yeah,
then she
she
sends the kids.
She didn't want them to tell. She hadn't come to it. Now here, this is really the point of content. This is the entry point into the story. I know it's late, but I love this idea that the problem had been set, and they went out drinking to a bar. Excuse me.
Freudian slip.
Exactly. And Paul, who's not even on the account, has this amazing idea, and he comes in and he gives Don this pitch. And I have to tell you something, this is what it's like to be in an ad agency. And he's so proud of himself, and he's doing it for his boss. He's taking a big risk here. He's using props right at hand.
Marilyn. Well,
This is a great line.
it's really a Joan.
It's so true.
It's so true.
It's so true.
Christina just walking through and getting a line
I know.
in that dress.
She's like it's all about the flight attendant attitude dress, you know?
But come on, she's... And here's their notes, and Freddie Rumsden's laughing about how drunk he is. Now, of course, what's happening is Peggy missed this whole thing, and she had ideas, and here you are. You're saying, if I'm a woman and I would know, well, let me weigh in on this. And they basically say, no, you're not a woman.
Yes, exactly.
Not that Irene Dunn isn't beautiful, but that's sort of they're throwing her a bone.
You're Gertrude Stein.
Gertrude Stein.
I said at the same time he did. You know, I love this episode how Peggy, like we see Peggy, she's really, like you see her at her schoolgirl best, like throughout this whole episode. Then it's such a big reveal at the bar.
But she's navigating a work situation, which is what I love. And here's Duck, who has this dog, who is now a symbol of his weakness. He's brought a dog into the office, and the new account man, as Don jokes. And you'll see it in the scene when Don and Duck are alone together. And here, Don has already taken their idea, adopted it, improved on it, lifted his leg on it, as it were, and thrown it over to them, and they're happy. They're part of the ownership thing. Kinsey has weaseled his way onto someone else's account.
Thought you all were listening. Let's go.
It's such a great scene.
Yeah, it's really strong.
It really is.
And then
this is a great scene too.
You were going to work Tuesday night.
Well, if you have something better, I'll run it by Don.
He already likes
I just love the way that Freddie talks to her.
I know, yeah.
And I think he hits her on the ass at the end of the scene.
He's good to her. But
that's good.
Well, here's the funny thing is, I have to say, you have to understand this is totally inappropriate, obviously, for the office place. But what you're getting is a parental relationship. That's not a sexual relationship. That's very locker room in a way.
No,
it really is.
It is.
And he has a daughter. We know that. It's not a complete lack of respect. And
Sorry, this scene, the way this is shot, is one of my favorite scenes. It's so beautiful, and just how they are to each other.
Right, and when you have a crew that can pull off photography like this, Chris Manley, I told him that I wanted it to have guts. It wasn't the word I used actually, and he went with it. And this is the first time Don's been in Duck's office before, but we haven't seen him in there.
Well, I think it's interesting because when you first see this scene, you're wondering, like, oh, what time is it?
Right.
Like, it almost seems nighttime, and Duck is so solitaire. So it sort of is. You're not sure where you stand.
And the lights are on. The overhead lights are on. It's their offices get that way when they're on the wrong side of the building.
I just think it's so rich, and then you see the light, but it's so. This scene is so dark.
Here's what I love here, just in terms of as a writer, what I was trying to express is conflict here, where Don basically says, "You screwed me on American Airlines, and I haven't given up on it. I haven't forgotten that." And Doug says, "You have to," which Don does. Don does have to. They both have to get over the fact that this is personal, but I love that he uses this military analogy where he obviously was drunk. He says that. I'd miss detail.
Right.
And here's this military analogy, and Don, we know how has this insecurity about it. We've just seen it. This is the common language of these men. They shared this. Marine Corps, Korea, World War II, whatever, World War I.
The brotherhood.
The brotherhood, and just the shared experience of of being
going to war.
Going to war and being a scared kid or being a stranger in some kind of ridiculous system but it does have honor. It does have rules.
They were on the same team.
And Don
it does
says
because,
this,
you're supposed to be... feel so great about going to war and fighting for your country, and then everybody, it's like, they all romanticize it.
They do and they don't. Don says, "Sarge, I'm scared," which is, the Audie Murphy, war movie thing. What I love is that they really did share this experience, and they had been subject to this system, and there is great honor in it, but it becomes... that shared experience, that's something they have in common, and he knows Don will know exactly what it is. The kids don't have that. Pete's not going to understand that story. It's going to sound like an old man talking to him about the war. Look at him. Look at how he gets deflated here. Yeah. And this was in the script that the dog puts his head in his lap and that it's a symbol of his weakness.
Oh, I love it.
Here we have...
Satin sheets,
sweat, air conditioning. that was written in there. See the shears blowing, and
Oh yeah.
Don has gone. That's why Don didn't want to go out to lunch, because he was going to see Bobby Barrett. And here we have.
Wait.
I love the work of Amy Wells in this scene.
Oh,
the headboard, the tufted headboard, the satin sheets.
absolutely.
And you know what
This
I was...
is a new headboard, from her previous hotel room, because I needed something that he could tie her to.
Exactly.
And I said, this is amazing. It's even better. She's in a hotel room, so she could have changed rooms. But
Yes.
can I just say one thing about this? The content of this was to basically, this is not Bobby Barrett. This is Bobby Barrett. The content of this is not Rachel Menken. A, she reveals she has another child. Again, we're wearing away at it. But B, they have this is just medicine. This is just an escape.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't even have the depth of Midge's thing. This is really, he needs this, and she needs it, and it's very clear what it is.
Well, I was thinking about those two characters, and both of them, they're so similar because, not only, are they addicts in that way,
Yeah.
but they're also, you see the reveal of how secretive they both are.
Right.
She's confessing to him,
Right.
oh, and my daughter.
She has a
And
reason
he-
to
and
keep
he-
that secret. I love
and-
that look he just gave her, by the way, when she makes an opportunity to say, do you have any feelings? And he just sort of rolls his eyes and looks
I do
away.
too. I know. I know. And that, and again,
Yeah.
the secrecy. I never leave you
it's so
alone in my
true.
place.
It's so true.
Right.
The secrecy that you're saying, besides the truth of what it is, but
It has to come out somewhere.
and that's really what it's all about.
Right.
And how Melinda is just such a full-fledged person here.
Yes.
Their relationship is sadomasochistic before they get tied up. It really is. We both know who we are, and Don doesn't really want to admit that that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Sort of at that point, she knows who she is, and then he's inching his
Right.
way to the realization of the truth, right?
He doesn't know how she sees him, and he finds out later in the episode, and it's devastating
Well,
because it's all about reputation. This episode is about reputation, and by reputation, I'm moving that over towards this. Oh, look at that casting session! Look at those outfits, and I love how
Love
you
the
don't
turban.
even. Yeah, what are you going to come in and judge girls? This
I know.
here's Pete trying to again be a human being.
No, but he says to Duck, like, oh, no, I don't have a dog. I just wanted to get one for the office.
You know what? I guarantee you that people have thought that. And here's Duck trying to bond with him, and he makes this little crack about ex-wives and sort of ha-ha. Or wives.
It's so uncomfortable.
It is. But what you need to know is that Pete is in a vulnerable place here. This is preparing him for his story in this, which is, again, about seeing someone on the outside and then learning who they are. But it's also about Pete sort of getting some, I guess, enjoying some status from his job. They said Peggy said to him, you're basically sleeping with the client's daughter. That's why you have a client. And then he's sort of been dismissed a bunch here. And here is this model. This actress really, really, really nailed this.
I loved her so much.
And he says to her, he thinks she's foreign. We could totally believe this.
Mm-hmm.
She's very glamorous looking.
Yes.
And I love this. He's going to use his account man status. And
Well, he thinks that, she talks about, like, oh, I've just gotten back from working in London.
Right.
So, I'm sure he's having all these fantasies about her glamorous life and,
Right.
oh, she works and...
And she says basically the theme of the show here, which is what this was about.
Well, they fall in love with a picture.
Picture of you.
Come in and they're disappointed.
They fall in love with a picture with you, and they come in and they're disappointed. It's really this is the experience of this episode,
And all they need is a picture.
right?
Yeah, it's amazing.
I don't know, maybe I look tired. I just flew back from working in London.
Now-
See the look?
Yes. How
He's so impressed.
I know.
He's
How much
so-
glamour could she have? He's just assuming that he's going to take her to some Park Avenue penthouse that she shares with two other models, or who knows what it's going to be. And she's impressed with this, and he enjoys that.
Yes, he does.
And I love this guy. That's just so great. Now here we are, going right to her apartment later on. We know he's had a drink because she kisses him and she says she can taste it.
She loves scotch.
She loves the taste of scotch in his mouth. Now, this apartment is seedy, and they did an amazing job, Amy and Dan. The colors of the walls, there's a lot of old furniture in here, actually, 40s furniture. And
I like how the TV matches with her skirt.
And what does he want to do? He wants her to model for him. The TV matches her skirt. I never noticed that. You're nuts. You see, if you have OCD out there, this is your job. Do you have a TV that matches my skirt? I guess you'd go the other way. And of course, here's her mother. Bobby Barrett has children. Betty Draper has children. And she says to him, now we know that ruins the whole image. And Pete stands there for a minute and we're thinking like, and this was always there with I wanted the shuttered doors.
Accordion doors.
And the
mother.
And the mother. And is he going to bolt? What is he going to do? And here, there's a very Blue Velvet moment there. Look at that shot. It's very, very beautiful.
I know. You think for a second he can make the choice and leave.
And she says, didn't you think I had a mother?
Right.
There's some information. And here we have them making out. They're going to do it, and you realize he's going to do it. And she puts the TV on so that her mother can't hear it. And, of course, this was the sign-off on television at that time. This is not an Air Force documentary, as has been speculated. This is the actual sign-off produced by the Air Force that went, instead of the national anthem, sometimes they use this.
Yeah.
And it has this poem called High Flight. And this is the actual text and music and everything, and I just love the idea that this juxtaposition of the period and touching the face of God,
as he was doing, and also her blue sash on the dress.
Yes,
is that thread through the Campbell blue.
Yes, and here let's not pretend that this is not. We started off with the mirrors. And this is our first payoff of this mirroring idea, not just the Jackie Marilyn mirrors and all the other mirrors we're going to see, but here we have a moment where Pete comes home and he looks his face in the mirror, and he is, look at the lighting in here, Chris Manley.
It's beautiful.
He is pleased. He did it.
I love how silent that shot is, too.
Yeah. Now, this bikini here, where you want to get into the mother, and there's Bobby with a bucket on his head. Don comes in, and he says, what is that? And you have a little mislead here. We saw the bikini display. Betty Draper. Holy cow.
I designed that cover up for her to match the bikini.
I know it's necessary, but it disappoints me that she's wearing the cover up.
It's sheer. It's sheer.
This is a very, very deep moment here.
It is.
And it's hard on Don, but Don's character, but it is within character, where he basically says to her, stop, you are a mother, stop acting like that.
Everybody bought one at the auction.
Well, it's sort of what you referred to in the beginning about marking his territory.
Yeah.
I mean, he clearly does not want anybody to
look at her.
Yes.
But that's part of what is the Madonna whore complex? It's something that men give to women because I don't want them to have given. Look at the shot and this little gesture she does here. She is so ashamed. He kissed her on the forehead.
I know. She's like a little girl. But the thing is, I always felt like if she gets to the point where she can stand up to him,
right,
then he would not treat her like that. It's like this weird relationship going on because she does not stand up to him. She says, okay.
Well, that's her job.
I don't know what to do.
This is a reference. I mean, not in real life. That's her job in her world.
Yes.
This amazing dress that I'm never tired of. And Joan, I love this, that there's a reference here. These are some of the best scenes ever in the show to me through the first season, that the two of them talking to each other and Joan telling her what to do. And Joan says, "Why? Oh, you never listen to my advice." She references it.
She does.
And Peggy wants to know what to do. And it's actually apart from work. She's literally saying, she comes over under the guise of like, why aren't I on the memo? Mm-hmm. And Joan says, stop dressing like a little girl. Which she has said to her in so many ways, hundreds of times, probably.
Yes. Hundreds of times. And you really see that contrast. I mean, look at that.
Oh, the clothes tells it all.
It does.
Clothing tells it all.
It does.
Now, here we have Don doing his job, getting new business. They already have this client, but they have asked, they're troubled by how good Maidenform's ad is. Or someone's wife was, as Roger pointed out.
Well, You know what I think is so incredible about this scene is that the client, like, even though they love the campaign, they do know who they are.
Right.
And they are honest with themselves.
Right.
And they are still a viable company.
Right. Playtex, it's an incredible company. And they were neck and neck with them for bras, although Playtex did other things. But Josh Weltman designed this ad based on, and actually was involved, of course, in the words and everything. He really helps us stay accurate to advertising, period. And then the periodness of it is a matter of getting the model and shooting the ad. And I love what Don says about how this is the story of this episode. You know, it's a flattering mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And they decided in the taxi on the way over that they don't want new work.
How well our brassieres fit.
And they love their agency. These guys are great.
They're great.
It's incredible when you have casting people who can bring in actors of this caliber for parts like this, that they make such an impression.
Said it better myself.
Peter Jason, the older gentleman, I've known him for a very long time. He's incredible. There he
really is.
He's
He really is.
incredible.
Have this campaign, right?
And they want to make sure that they know the campaign's great, but they don't want to change their strategy.
Right.
There's Peggy in there sitting in there invisible. Paul is angry because they threw his ad away. And Don and Duck have made peace. And Don actually surprises Duck by saying, like, it's okay.
I think we bought a couple years of security.
And
Decide they want to go that way, then
I think Duck is surprised that Don is letting him go on it, but Duck is irritated. And here's the chunk of men coming in here, and Phil and they did this amazing shot where there's a handshake literally in front of Peggy's face. They're all going to go out to a strip club together. There's going to be more business done. This is not socializing. This is where business is done. And there she is. She's still a secretary.
Yeah, you can really see that, huh?
Yeah. Look at that. I think that there is a shot where they, from what I remember, I'm not sure.
I love it
There
how
it is.
Kent.
There it is. Look at that. That is telling your story. And they're going to go get Pete to go with them, of course.
Yes, I know. I'm going to go get
He's
Campbell.
not even on the account. Now, here is this moment where Duck now has had this humiliation of this account getting lost, and he's looking for something. We don't know what it is.
We have artwork in the evening paper, son.
And he just went into someone's office because he knew they had alcohol. We don't know that yet.
Should I get some?
And Chauncey's there. This badge of his family's gone. He's stuck with this dog that reminds him of everything that he has lost. And he could bond with the dog the same way that Don can become closer to his children, even though he feels desperate. But it becomes something quite the opposite. What Mark does here,
It's incredible.
he was supposed to smell the bottle, and he does. And
the breathing of Chauncey.
And that is an echo, obviously, of Sally looking at Don.
Yeah.
And this is like my family. I don't want to. And he doesn't drink. He doesn't drink. Look at his face.
Oh.
And then, if that wasn't enough,
He can't
cannot.
take it. He can't take it.
I was not there when they shot this. I got texts and phone calls. This was done very late at night about how amazing what happened was. And I'd written in the script, the dog does whatever it does. But his face, look at this shot when he's walking back. That is
And the bark.
And a bark. Yeah, I had to do that. I'm sorry. The emotional state, the feelings that this actor is having and what's coming off on his face, you can't write that.
I know. It's amazing.
And here we are with Dawn and Bobby looking at themselves in this mirror.
Cheetah.
Cheetah, yes. It's flattering that I can keep you interested, she says, which means you know a lot more about me now, and here we are. And they start to play a little game. This, to me, not in an exploitive sense, but just in a dramatic sense, this is a very, very sexually charged scene. They have a lot of chemistry. They both committed to the scene. You know, these are strangers. I know they're actors, but these are strangers, and the intimacy in here is really, it's really tremendous the way that I believe these two people. And Dawn's playing a little game with her, and she likes it. She's being cruel to him, and this is their relationship. Unfortunately, though, she's not playing the game right.
You know, it's interesting about the scene coming after the Duck scene, where you see Duck and the alcohol. And it's like then you see Dawn with his
Yes,
addiction.
Absolutely.
And those two scenes butted against each other. I mean, that's probably why they hate each other so much, too. Similarities,
it's so true.
right?
It's so true. I never thought about that. But then she says this, and Dawn says, "What, you've been talking about me?"
Have no fear.
And also, production design, forgetting about this amazing outfit that she's wearing and the photography, there is a sameness to this scene, a coincidence of tone that actually focuses you on what's going on.
And you can really feel the heat. You know, in both of those scenes, just like this very yellow light, you can feel the summer heat.
Yes.
It's all about the sweat. And
Here he is. Now, the irony is he's the person with the reputation. After all of this, he finds out he's the one with the reputation.
yeah.
And perhaps there are men who would love being known as a lover, but Don is not like that. And this is horrifying to him.
Well, that's about people talking about who he is.
It means he's
And
not
he-
fooling
and-
anybody, and he can be seen through, and he can't hide, and
Yes.
he doesn't like who he is.
And he doesn't like who he is. But, I think in general, I mean, men are private, and that character especially hates being talked about.
Yes. And here she still doesn't know what's going on. But
This is a great scene.
yeah.
She's
No,
like,
this
you're
is- this-
leaving.
This started the moment that he put his hand under her dress. Even the first time they made love in the car, it was all force. This was all force-based. That's what I was saying about sadomasochistic relationship. It's all based on force and toying with each other and pushing each other around. And here he says what I think is what he meant.
I told you to stop talking.
She said too much. Stop talking in every aspect. And it's sort of comic. That's only Melinda could pull that off. Otherwise, that could be humiliating.
She can't believe it.
No. And here we have the socialized. Here you have your Marilyn and all the men enjoying this. This is outside the home. They're at the strip club. This stripper, Rima Yazbek, is just, I love her physique.
I love
I love
her.
the way she dances. I love the way this is shot. I picked this piece of music. I almost used this song as the theme of the show, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, before we found the other piece. It sounds like a sort of generic bump and grind song, but it's actually really a spectacular song. It's called How Mabel Got Sable.
Great.
Which I
That's
think
great.
Yes.
That's so
And it's about, and here's Peggy's entrance. Look at it. And Paul even says it. Like, you can't, what is she doing here? And men and women did go to strip clubs at this time, and here's a little piece that I wrote in here that she ducks under the light.
So cute.
Which I felt is so Peggy. She doesn't
So
want to block
Peggy.
the woman's spotlight.
She's so considerate.
Exactly. Now, here's her reward for not being one of the guys. This man puts her on his lap, and you can see that there's already a compromise there.
I love how Pete looks at her during this whole entire scene.
Well, he's judging her, and she is feeling his judgment. This is not romance. This is basically saying, like, how do I see you? I see you as someone you are somehow slightly less substantial now. Or what are you doing? That's what I thought it was.
Oh, really? To me, that look.
She's
that
definitely
he's-
ashamed.
But that look that he gives her, I think, I understand what you're saying about the judgment, but I think it's also like he's mad at himself that he's in love with her.
I'm sure that's there, but to me, that's deeper. But what's happening in the moment, I think, is he's disappointed.
Yes.
He certainly
he's
doesn't
done
want
that.
to share her with him.
Well,
But-
he's done that to her before, right, with the dancing.
yes.
It's
yes.
that continuity of the same look.
So here's Betty getting dressed in her peignoir, and Dawn waking
of
up and
course.
coughing, and this was
Grapefruit.
from the beginning. Grapefruit, yeah.
I love that.
And
Oh,
he's
this is
shaving, and I love the way this shot is designed. We built the Draper bathroom finally. We'd heard about it, and here's Sally and her little PJs. Oh my God, how great is that?
I love
Kieran
Dawn.
is so good here.
I love Dawn in the pink towel.
That too. But
She's amazing here. Amazing.
this whole thing is just a payoff to this to me, is her looking at him that way and him feeling that, and then him really getting a look at himself in the mirror and almost not recognizing himself or really seeing himself for that moment. And that's what this noise was about. This is an experience I had. And it might have been fatigue or something, but I just really got to look at myself. He's not having a stroke. He is experiencing what it's like to really see yourself the way other people see you, or whatever there is in there. And she promised to stop talking because when
Yes.
he's shaving, he can't have talking, but it also has another meaning, obviously.
Yes. Well, when he looks in the mirror, though, he really does look different in that scene.
Oh, I can't believe it. This whole thing, the way his face changes, we've been
Yes.
talking about it in all these commentaries. And this shot was not in the script. This is a Phil Abraham, Chris Manley execution of the theme of the show, which is, and of course David Carbonara's music here, which is I think it may be a reprise from the train car in episode 12 last year, but the last glimpse of him in the mirror there. I love this episode because to me it's a pure expression of the show, and it's one of the few times in my life as an artist that I wanted to say something, and I think it completely got said.
I think so, too. I
with
love this episode.
your work, everyone's work, people were just on this. We didn't talk a lot about what it meant. It just happened.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, I do. I mean, there's so many meanings in this episode. There's so many layers. And it's like the more times you see it, it starts to, the onion starts to be peeled.
And you know what? It has nothing to do with the period or anything.
Mm-mm.
It's something that we can only do on this show is because of that character.
Yeah.
All right, go back and watch it again.
That was
Thank you,
fantastic.
Janie.
Thank you, Matt.